What can therapy learn from the military? More specifically from Recce. There's a woman who has a great talk on the difference between soldiers who defend territory and the soldiers who discover new territory. And my job in the military was in Recce, my last job. And so how can therapists learn from Recce reconnaissance, looking for different information? In the artillery, it was looking for new firing positions, targets of opportunity. And Rory Sutherland, famous economist, talks about the bee waggle dance and how 80% of bees look at the waggle dance. From that, they know where to go, how far it is to get to the pollen. 80% of the bees go back to the same known source of pollen, and the 20% ignore that, and they go on a recce mission looking for different new sources of pollen. And so even if they don't use that new source, they know where it is. And so how can therapists learn from this? About being curious. There's actually classes for businessmen. I graduated from business. We learned and we practiced curiosity in business class, much like I did in the military. And it seems like therapists could benefit from being curious, learning, taking classes to be curious, to discover new or different information, and practice it. Practicing it is half the battle. I talked about that last night in a video I just posted about learning the skills and practicing the skills are two completely different things. And that's where curiosity also needs to be practiced on a regular basis, so that when you need it, it's top of mind, second nature. It's on the tip of your tongue, it's already there. You don't have to think about it, you don't have to anything. It's well practiced if you practice it daily. And so how could clients benefit from therapists who practice curiosity? Learn and practice different skills to look for different information that could potentially save countless lives. Rory says Rory Sutherland, when bees don't go out exploring and all their food source, all the pollen is taken up, they've eaten themselves out of existence. They got no recourse. They got no backup. They got no other options. Seems therapy could learn from staying true to key practices that are guaranteed to work with everybody. And there might be some, might be designated certain people whose job it is to be curious, like a beehive. To test new theories. So anyway, Military Recce, business, curiosity, police investigators, have to be curious to discover evidence. Lawyers, doctors, scientists practice the Socratic method, and Chris Voss discovered a process to improve the Socratic method, to improve how we ask questions, to help people become and stay curious. The Chris Voss method started in psychology, though it was improved by Chris Voss and his team. They call it the quick 2+1, which is using labels like, for example, sounds like, seems like, feels like, looks like, followed by silence to help the other person talk, to help the other person give you information, and using mirrors with an upward inflection to make it sound like a question, or a downward inflection to make it sound like an understanding statement. So that's one way to improve the Socratic method, to stay curious, to improve the human waggle dance.